Hi, I'm Ritual Woman, and I want to share a few things with you that I've been meaning to share for a long time, and I feel like are almost completely missing from the online community in reference to the benefits of Gua Sha and also the contraindications of Gua Sha in reference to Botox and filler. The benefits of Gua Sha are so deep, all the way down to a cellular level. The changes are visible almost immediately. So you can see the benefits immediately after just one treatment or one session of Gua Sha, sometimes even after just a few seconds, something less than a minute. Gua Sha is about improving flow of nutrients in and flow of waste out, improved and increased circulation, more nutrients coming into the skin, more waste and lymphatic drainage leaving. And Botox and filler are quite the opposite. I'm going to speak more about Botox, but I'm going to leave filler in the same category. I understand filler really loves water. So that's a reason not to practice with lymphatic drainage. And Botox is about stillness and death. So stopping the movement and functioning of the muscle, stopping the nutrients coming in, stopping the waste going out. That's why often you'll see with people that have done Botox regularly for a long time, their pores are really open. It's like they're just gasping for air because the nutrients aren't flowing in and out. And the lymphatic system is a fluid system. I liken it to the emotional fluid of the body. And when that's in flow, so are our emotions, so is our understanding about ourselves and the world. And the body feels very soft, very receptive, and very loving. It's a contraindication to practice Gua Sha and lymphatic drainage, as I teach in my signature Ritual Woman methods. As you'll see in the online course video, it's contraindicated to practice Gua Sha and lymphatic drainage on Botox. If you've had Botox in the past, I would say 6 months. Um, Although I think it's possible maybe you could do it after 3. The reason that you don't want to do it is because lymphatic drainage is going to start to get things moving, and Gua Sha is going to do the same. And with Botox being a neurotoxin, you don't want it to move. I think they also tell you after you receive a treatment that you can't, in your face, that you can't bend over when you brush your teeth. You can't lay down for a few hours after the treatment. It really has to stay still in its place. Um, because if it moves from the localized area, wherever it is that is desired to be, it could go into the bloodstream. It could go into the bloodstream, or it could start to paralyze another area of your face or your body. And so that's why we don't practice Gua Sha and Botox at the same time. If you want things to just be still and frozen, go ahead and continue with your Botox. Although I would say do your research, because it has some serious repercussions. If you have had Botox and no one has informed you about the dangers of Botox, and you'd like to move to a more natural, loving, graceful aging self-care practice like Gua Sha and lymphatic drainage, I encourage you to wait 6 months until the effects start to wear off, and it's possible that the body is going to start to kind of eat away and metabolize the Botox or whatever brand it is, so that it's safe to very gently, slowly start to break it up. I want to share with you this graphic that I borrowed from another business, Wildling, in the industry. And this explains the reflexology patterns in the face. So as you can see, we have all these beautiful reflexology patterns in the face. And for example, if you were to take Botox into that area, you start to paralyze not just that area's muscular movement, but you start to paralyze the associated organs and nerve endings with that reflexology zone in the face. And what I learned through manual lymphatic drainage and with my teacher, Cecily Braden, for Gua Sha facial fusion and Thai herbal poultice is when you get Botox in one of those areas of your face, not only does it paralyze a little bit the functioning of the corresponding organ and nerve plexus with the organ, but when we go into a neuroscience perspective, it also starts to paralyze the reflexology pattern that goes to the brain for facial recognition. So I'm living in Bali, and right now I'm in Hong Kong at the Mandarin Oriental Spa, taking a little break in between sessions to tell you this. So no matter what country I'm in, if I have a smile on my face, everybody knows that I'm happy and they're very friendly with me. If I started to cry or show some tears or some sadness, it would be the same. People would start to notice that I'm feeling sad and I'm experiencing some emotions. It doesn't matter whether I know Mandarin Chinese or if I speak full Bahasa Indonesian. People know because they can see it on my face. And even though I have all these beautiful wrinkles up here that I have earned, that I've earned from having a convertible and driving a motorbike around in the sun. I haven't worn sunscreen because I think the sun is good for you and sunscreen's full of pollutants. These are all personal decisions. And I do practice Gua Sha on myself. But let's go back to nonverbal facial expression. When you paralyze the associated places in your face with Botox, you also paralyze the neural pathway that goes to the facial recognition part in your brain. So not only can you not make that face, let's say somebody did you wrong, okay? Somebody did you wrong, your brain needs to know, and you need to stand on business. Look what's happening in my face right now. You need to stand on business and put up some boundaries in your life around that person or that instance or that relationship. When we start to paralyze those muscles in the face, we paralyze the neural connection that goes into the brain that gives us that information that we need to know. And also in intimacy, when you're in relationship with others and they make this face, maybe you said something to them and it hurt their feelings, or you got it twisted, then they're going to make some kind of face like this. You won't be able to recognize that face. So feelings of empathy, feelings of intimacy and deep connection that come through nonverbal communication, through facial recognition, you are destroying and paralyzing with Botox. So, not to be rude, but that term resting bitch face, it comes from this. It comes from blocking the nerve endings and processing centers in your brain to recognize nonverbal expression and feelings and emotions in other people, which is, for me, as you can see, my face is very expressive and I like it that way. It destroys the nonverbal communication that is essential to our understanding of how to interact with other human beings. When you really love yourself and you take good care of yourself, it shows. And some of these things, like all of these wrinkles in my forehead and around my eyes there, which could use some eye cream. I could stand to do some gua sha on myself. I've been in a hotel room with lots of air conditioning. But when you really love yourself, no one really fucking cares. Nobody really fucking cares. When they think about you, they don't think about this, which I used to think about quite a bit. They don't really think about that. They think about the way that you make them feel when you're together. The nonverbal communication that comes from your body language and the reciprocation from your face when you're talking to each other. You know, we've been sold a lie, lots of lies. This is a rite of passage. All the fun times I've had in the sun, all the discernment, my divorce, you know, times where I've learned about boundaries and how to put them up. There's nothing you need to do to change your face. What's most important is that we just take good care of ourselves. And being a person is already inherently beautiful. Being uniquely yourself is gorgeous. And so, what I want to teach you with Gua Sha is just enhancing and caring for what's already there. And I want to discourage you from injecting yourself with neurotoxins and being preyed upon by these beauty industries that are selling you lies and making you feel less than. So I hope you found this information informative, and I'm sending you lots of love from Hong Kong.